As the 2025 MotoGP season draws to a close, Fabio Quartararo has found himself at a crucial crossroads in his career. The 2021 world champion, who once seemed unstoppable on Yamaha machinery, has endured 3 punishing years marked by frustration, inconsistency, and endless questions about the manufacturer's competitiveness. Yet through it all, El Diablo has retained one constant and unrelenting hunger to win. Speaking candidly at the end of the season, the Frenchman offered a rare look behind the scenes of his mindset, his renewed contract with Yamaha, and the lessons he's taken from Marquez's bold decision to walk away from Honda in pursuit of a more competitive bike. What remains from the 2021 champion is the desire to win that's never gone away, Quartararo admitted. But it's hard to keep the same energy when you're fighting only for 5th or 8th place. I've had to learn to accept situations like this. Despite the difficulties, Quartararo believes these challenges have forged a more mature version of himself. Now I'm a much better rider than I was in 2021, he continued. Back then, everything came easy. Now I've learned to appreciate every result, even when I finish 4th or 5th. Earlier this year, Quartararo made headlines by extending his deal with Yamaha. While many speculated that the lucrative offer was the key factor, the Frenchman insists his decision was deeper than numbers. There are many reasons to stay with Yamaha, he explained. They'll have a satellite team again. The V4 engine project is crucial, and there are new engineers who've given me confidence. My ego plays a part too. We've been at the top before, we've struggled, and I want to bring Yamaha back. However, in typical Quartararo honesty, he didn't completely dismiss the financial side either. I can't deny that the financial aspect played a role, he admitted with a smile. But it's not the only reason. The upcoming Yamaha 2026 prototype, reportedly a radical overhaul featuring a V4 configuration, will be the true test. Quartararo made it clear that his long-term future will depend on how the new bike performs. I want a bike that can win, that's all that matters, he said firmly. This year, the main focus was preparing for 2026. No final decision has been made yet. It'll all depend on how I feel with the new bike. While Yamaha's concession package allows extra testing and development, results so far have fallen short of expectations. Quartararo, however, remains diplomatic. I'm not the right person to explain the technical details, he said. My job is to give everything on track, the rest is up to the engineers. Away from the racetrack, Quartararo's personal growth is evident. The once fiery, emotional rider now appears more composed and grounded. 2023 was the hardest year of my career, he reflected. Now I've learned to handle results without putting too much pressure on myself. Sometimes I give everything and still finish 9th. I've learned to live with that. When it comes to friendships in the paddock, Quartararo keeps a tight circle. I mostly focus on my own people. Tony Arbolino is a close friend, both inside and outside the paddock, he shared. No conversation about MotoGP transitions would be complete without mentioning Marc Marquez's brave move from Honda to Ducati machinery. Quartararo openly admitted that Marquez's decision has made him rethink his own approach to the future. Marc gave up a huge amount of money just to have a competitive bike, Quartararo said. That's an example for me for what could happen in my own future. What he risked and what he achieved is something I always think about. These comments reveal a rider who, despite his loyalty to Yamaha, is no longer afraid to prioritize performance over prestige or even paychecks. Quartararo's determination to fight for victories and championships again may well outweigh his attachment to Iwata's iconic blue colors. Yamaha's 2026 V4 project will define the next chapter of Quartararo's career. If the new bike delivers on its promise, he could once again be the centerpiece of Yamaha's resurgence. But if the performance gap remains, the Frenchman might be tempted to follow the same brave path Marc Marquez took, leaving behind comfort and money for the thrill of competition. As Quartararo summed up, his ambitions are crystal clear. "I just want to win again. That's what drives me every day." The stage is set. 2026 could either mark the rebirth of Yamaha or the moment El Diablo spreads his wings in search of a new adventure. Fabio Quartararo's comments are perhaps the clearest indication yet that Yamaha's new V4 project must deliver not only for their competitiveness, but for their future in MotoGP's premier class. His admiration for Marc Marquez's courage shows a shift in rider mentality. Top stars are now willing to sacrifice millions to chase performance. Quartararo's maturity and honesty make him one of the most intriguing figures on the grid. If Yamaha's 2026 prototype fails to impress, don't be surprised to see El Diablo weighing up his options, perhaps even following Marquez's blueprint for career reinvention. For now, the message is simple. Yamaha's time to prove itself is running out, and Quartararo's patience, though admirable, is not infinite. As the MotoGP paddock prepares for a new technical era, Quartararo's situation serves as a mirror for many riders who find themselves caught between loyalty and ambition. Staying with a manufacturer that once delivered glory can be emotionally satisfying, yet the hunger for competitiveness often becomes too loud to ignore. Quartararo's decision to wait for Yamaha's next-generation machine is not just about faith, it's about timing and perhaps redemption. For Yamaha, the stakes could not be higher. Since the end of 2021, the Japanese giant has found itself chasing rather than leading, trapped between innovation and tradition. The introduction of the V4 engine represents a symbolic break from the past, an acknowledgement that the M1's inline-4 philosophy, once a weapon of precision and balance, no longer suits the raw aggression of modern MotoGP. If Yamaha succeeds, Quartararo could once again be the face of a reborn project. If they fail, the Frenchman's departure could signal a generational shift away from Japan's golden era. Inside the Yamaha garage, the atmosphere is one of cautious optimism. The engineers are said to be working tirelessly with new European talent, a move that Quartararo himself encouraged. The blend of Japanese discipline and European innovation could finally be the recipe Yamaha needs to regain lost ground. Quartararo's input, particularly his sensitivity to chassis and corner entry feedback, remains vital to the direction of the 2026 prototype. Yet beneath the calm exterior, there's a storm brewing. Quartararo is known for his emotional honesty, his frustration is never hidden, his joy always genuine. Those close to him suggest that behind his composed interviews lies a deep longing to return to the front. He doesn't simply want to compete. He wants to dominate again, to feel that connection between man and machine that once defined his riding style.